Hello, everyone, and welcome to Leading Up. I'm Dr. Michelle Rozen, and today we're talking about how to be more positive. I get asked that question all the time. Everyone feels that they are bombarded with so much negativity in the world and that it's getting to them. So how do we become more positive? This is Leading Up. It is so incredibly important for leaders to be positive because as a leader, you set the tone for the entire team. So if you are negative, it's going to reflect in the way you are communicating with other people. It is going to reflect in the way you interact with other people. It is going to reflect on how they feel in the workplace, which means that it will impact their motivation, their engagement, their productivity. So this is kind of important. So the most important question to ask is, why is this a struggle? Why is it so hard for us to be positive instead of negative in so many opportunities? There's an evolutionary answer for this. There's a reason why we're so negative to other people. Our mind is wired that way. So think about it this way. If I'm a prehistoric woman, and this is my prehistoric cave, and I got up this morning, and to my left, there's a beautiful, beautiful flower. Wow, it's gorgeous, it's colorful, it smells amazing. And to my right, there's a tiger that comes to eat me. I can make a choice. I can focus on the beautiful, beautiful flower and get eaten up alive, or I can focus on the tiger and start running for my life. Fast forward 2023. I don't think there's a tiger that comes to eat me, but my mind still works the very same way. It focuses on the negative, on danger. The news builds very heavily on that. Dramatic, negative news sell more commercials. And what happens as a result is that we go out there to the world, and what we do all day long is correct other people. We correct our spouses, and we correct our kids, and we correct our coworkers for everything they do wrong. But when someone does something right, something good, we're very quick to dismiss it. We say, well, of course he did that. That's his job. Of course you did that. That's what I expect. And then we say, why are people not motivated? As a leader, it's your responsibility to make sure to increase the frequency and the intensity of great things that your team is doing by shedding the light on those, by stopping whatever you are doing and making the time to command, to compliment, to highlight great things that people are doing. The more you interact with positive things that people are doing, guess what will happen? The more you interact with it, the more of it you are going to see. So we talked about how being more positive impacts motivation. We talked about how being more positive impacts productivity. But there is one more aspect to it. It's extremely important for you to have positive interactions with your team members because it reduces their stress levels. If you're the kind of leader that everyone is super scared of and you create stress and anxiety, here's what happens to your team as a result. When someone is anxious, there is no way that they can actually think. When someone is anxious, there is no way that they can be creative and innovative and all those things that you really want your team to do. When someone is anxious, what they focus on is anxiety. When someone is anxious, their entire energy goes to anxious thoughts. And so your goal as a leader is to create an environment that will promote productivity, that will promote innovation by reducing the stress. How are you going to reduce the stress? By doing two things. Number one, positive interactions with your team. It doesn't mean that you don't have any criticism, but it means that you have more positive communications than negative communications, and that beyond all, they know that you are there for them, that you are on their team, that you want to see them succeed. The second way that you can reduce your team's anxiety is to be crystal clear in your communication with them. So part of being positive is also respecting the other person by making the time to actually spell out what you want. And a lot of times leaders would say something, it would be unclear, and the entire team would be super anxious trying to figure out what it is that needs to get done. that also wastes a lot of energy, because all that energy that your team members are spending trying to figure out what it is that you want could be spent on innovation, on creativity, and productivity.
What's the matter with you? This is the third time I've had to repeat myself.
Sorry, Mr. Wilhelm.
Look, sorry doesn't cut it. We're running a ball club here, George. You've got to pay attention.
I know, sir. It won't happen again.
Let me see. I had an assignment for you. Let me think here. When you're done, George, you can bring it directly to me. Mr. Steinbrenner is very interested in this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, George. I want you to make this project a top priority.
I will, sir. Top priority.
Top priority.
Top priority. Well, I still don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't even know what my assignment is.
Ask him to repeat it. Tell him there was an echo in there.
I can't. He's been on my case about not paying attention. Besides, it's too late. I already told him. I heard him.
You know what you do? Ask him a follow-up question. Tell him you're having trouble getting started and you want his advice.
Yeah. Follow-up question. That'll work. Mr. Wilhelm.
Oh, yes, George.
Hi. I was just, I just had one little question about my assignment.
Yes, well, I trust things are moving smoothly. Mr. Steinbrenner is counting on you, you know.
Yes, very smooth, super smooth. But I really want to attack this thing, sink my teeth into it. So I was just wondering, what do you think would be the very best way to get started?
Get started? I don't understand, George.
Well, I was wondering...
You mean you haven't been to payroll?
Payroll? No, I haven't done that.
Well, what's the problem? Now, come on, George. I told the big man you were moving on this. Now, don't let him down.
Payroll!
And now at Dear Dr. Michelle, I got some great questions. Let me share 3 with you. The first question is, Dear Dr. Michelle, I feel that my team doesn't care about work too much. They do what I ask them to do, but the general atmosphere is of doing the minimum, quiet quitting, as you call it. I'm not sure what to do. What is your advice on handling this? Let me ask you this. You're saying that your team doesn't care about you. Do you care about them? Do you truly and genuinely care about them? Because at the end of the day, people care about you when you care about them. And if you don't care about them, at the end of the day, they're not going to care about you. So my thought process is that there is some kind of a culture of lack of caring for each other. You don't care about them and they don't care about you. And the only way for you to move the needle is to pause and actually make the time to care. But when I say care, I don't mean empty questions that don't mean anything. I mean genuinely care. Check in with them. See what's going on with them. See what you can do to be helpful to them. A leader is a person that serves. Your job is to serve by being clear with them and supportive to them. So if you want them to care about you, you start by caring about them. Here's another great question. Dear Dr. Michelle, I love leading up and wait for it every week. Thank you. My question is this. There's a lot of negativity in my team, a lot of eye rolling, a lot of passive aggressive behavior, very toxic. What do I do? If you have a team who has a negative culture and there's a lot of passive aggressive behavior, what you need to do is you need to monitor it and you need to nip it from the bud. That means that the next time that you're going to see someone rolling their eyes, you need to talk to them about it. And you need to let your team know that any type of passive-aggressive behavior is unacceptable to you. Just make sure that you lead by example, which means that you cannot be passive-aggressive to anybody. But the fact that they came to the point that they think that it's okay to roll eyes and to be passive-aggressive and to be nasty and toxic to each other, at the end of the day is going to manifest itself in what you can do together as a team. They need to be a team. It starts with you, and if there's something that is a no-go for you, I guess you were not heard loud and clear enough before that this is a red line not to be crossed, a no-go for you. Here's the next question that we have on Dear Dr. Michelle. Hi, Dr. Michelle. I wanted to ask for your advice. I have an employee who is very important to the team, but he literally spreads doubt and negativity about a lot of the changes that the company is looking for, and it's creating a very negative effect. What do you think I should do? So if you have someone in your team who is important, so you don't want to let that person go, but they really struggle with all kinds of changes that are happening in the company, which is very common right now across all industries and in a lot of organizations, it sounds to me like that person is really struggling. So they are trying to hold on to the old ways and they're struggling with new things that are happening because it could be challenging to them. It could be threatening to their status. What if they don't manage? What if they don't know what to do? What if that change is going to diminish their position in any way? I think this is an opportunity for you for a one-on-one with that person, and I think they need to be heard. And whatever change you're going through, you're going to have to find them a place of growth. That means that you need to engage them in the process. It's the only way to stop them from spreading negativity. They have to be part of the change. So think how you can do that and make sure not to look the other way. This is important. You don't want to have someone who spreads negativity throughout a change process. Today, we talked about how to be more positive, and it's not just about being cheerful or smiling. It's about how to create a culture of positivity as a leader. This is important. This is a building block in your future as a team, and it all starts with you. Don't forget, leadership is a process of becoming. Become the type of leader who creates a culture of positivity in every possible way. Thank you for joining me today. This is Leading Up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to keep up with all the new videos. Also, click on the link to watch another video.